This is my number one and special person. This is Addie Short. We're here today to talk to you in regards to our cruise. If you can't tell, but you really can't, but you may be able to hear the ocean. We're on a cruise, actually on our way to Ensenada. We just left Cabo yesterday.
Yeah, Cabo was awesome. The weather was beautiful, and we met up with some friends that happened to be in port, our next door neighbors that we didn't even know about. We got to shop a little bit, and we walked over from the pier to Cabo Wabo and had lunch.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. We had a good time. About 13, maybe 12 people there at that meeting. But it's a family reunion cruise for the Short Austin family reunion. And so we did a cruise this year. They're also doing another. But I digress from that. What we want to talk about today is Carnival. We are currently on the beautiful Carnival Forense. We're on our way to, like I said, to Ensenada, Mexico, which is our second port. So we'll be at sea all day today. But things have been going pretty good. It's been a nice cruise. But what we want to address is some of the things that people talk about on Carnival. One of the things they talk about on Carnival is the ratchetness that supposedly happens. This is my 25th cruise on Carnival. This is her 26th cruise on Carnival.
Yeah.
And through that whole process, since we've been on Carnival, we've never, ever seen anything like what they show on videos or what you may see. Carnival's not exactly what you think it is when it comes to that. I don't believe it's a ghetto cruise because I pay too much money for it to be a ghetto cruise.
I don't think it's a Walmart cruise either. A lot of everybody shops at Walmart, and I can honestly say this is not a Walmart cruise like my husband said. We pay quite a bit of money. We're actually out on our balcony right now having our champagne and looking at the ocean, and we pay quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
And so the amount of food that you get, the amount of service that you get, the activities that they offer on the ship is all worth it. And believe me, it costs more than going to Walmart.
Definitely. And I think what they may be talking about more is the type of clientele that shops at Walmart because of the cheap prices. So Carnival does offer lower prices for Carnival cruises, which makes it affordable for people to come.
Especially families.
Very family oriented. We have some cruises online with us, or here with us, I should say, that is one of his first cruises. And one of the things he's not complaining about, but he mentioned was that there's a lot of kids. And so, yes, there's a lot of kids on this. But again, it's a family-oriented cruise line.
Yeah, and they have, activities for kids. They have activities for the young adults. We're actually traveling with some young adults that are, 18 to 20. They're not yet old enough to drink on the ship, but they're having a good time with their fellow cruisers that are old enough to drink on the cruise.
Yeah, actually our grandson, or son, Roman, is on the ship with us. He goes with us just about every time we see him. As a matter of fact, he's going on every sailing we've gone on. He's going on every sailing that we've gone on. And so he has a good time because once he leaves the room, we usually don't see him but maybe once a day when he's passing by and sees us. Otherwise, he's out having fun. They all have, and Roman is 17 years old now. And he's been cruising with us since he was 3. Somewhere around there, I think.
Actually younger than that. He was not even 2 years old on his first cruise.
His first cruise. He's
2009.
He's a gold member now.
Yeah.
So he made it to a certain status just by cruising with us. So we love it. We do this once a year, at least, sometimes twice a year. We've got a second cruise coming up in late September into October. And we're going to go to Rome. But I digress again for that. Let's talk about...
Let's do another Mythbuster.
Go ahead.
Okay? So they told us that they had banned R&B and hip-hop music that there were going to be no boots on the ground, line dances, or anything like that. But what people forget and what they don't talk about is the number of people who do the line dances. They had our first sea day, line dancing was around 3:15 ship's time. And I couldn't believe the number of people. All ethnic backgrounds. It's not just us with the color, but you got the, Caucasians, you've got the Indians out there dancing, our Hispanic brothers and sisters. Everybody lined up for the line dances. And doggone it, I did not bring my fan because they said that the clicking fans were banned. So one of the second to the last line dances we did was boots on the ground. We were out there clicking. People that had their fans were clicking.
Right.
And the not the cruise director, but the guy that was organizing and demonstrating the line dances actually brought the ladies up on stage that had their fans and did the dance a second time. Everybody joined in.
Right.
So, myth bust, that's myth number 2, busted.
Well, but what they did do, just to kind of put a cap on that, is they did say that you can't have them in the club. That's where they don't want them. When you're out on the Lido deck and they're doing the line dances and so forth, they don't care about that. They just don't want them in the club. Mm-hmm. Which brings us to our second point, or our third point. I'm not even sure.
Third point. We're on 3.
But I'm not a club person anymore. I used to like to go to the club. She still likes to go. I don't really like to go. But what they have done is taken away the rap music. And we're talking about the ones with the lyrics that kind of wow people up sometimes. But for the most part, they still play a lot of R&B. And they mix it with some country sometimes. Mm-hmm. So it's pleasant. Mm-hmm. It's not outrageous where people are cursing, or not people, but the artists that you hear are cursing and carrying on there. Not that I don't necessarily disagree with what they do as artists, but they're trying to make it stay a civil, family-oriented environment. So you see the videos of all the people twerking and doing all that kind of stuff. So it alleviates that because it doesn't play the music that allows them to do that. So they don't do it. They can't do it. So,
yeah, I was shocked last night, actually. We walked through and sat for a few minutes in the Moda Lounge, which on this particular ship is kind of like the Havana area on some of the other ships where they play the Latin music and Congo-type music. And there were families in there. The kids were out on the floor dancing with their parents and their siblings. And so, again, it's a very family-oriented cruise. And they were having a good time.
Yeah. Moving on, let's talk about, I think I mentioned fights earlier. And as I mentioned before, we haven't seen one fight in 25 years or 46 years with her on a cruise ship. Mm-hmm. It's usually those 3 and 4 day cruises, which are called booze cruises, where people get turned up like that, and they end up inebriated and wanting to take action against somebody else that may have looked at them wrong. But this is not the place for that. Carnival has actually stepped in and put in very good security that has kind of kept an eye on everything. So we're good with that. The next thing we want to talk about is the teenagers and curfew. So they have a very strict curfew for teenagers. If you're 17 and younger, you have to be in the room by 1 o'clock unless you're accompanied by a parent that's out with you at the time. So again, our son is 17. He's here with us, but he knows that by 1 o'clock he needs to be in this room, and he is. Every night he's been here in this room by 1 o'clock. We give him his autonomy. We don't look over his shoulder because he's a good kid, so we don't even worry about him getting into anything. But it's the people that surround the kids that start all the mess. So he just may be hanging out with somebody, and group comes by and all of a sudden there's chaos. So he's learned to separate himself from that kind of thing, so he doesn't really get into it. So we're good with that. He's like I said, he's a good kid. The ship accommodates in the CO2 lounge, I think it's called, for teens 17 and below. And so, like us, he makes Facebook friends with people before we get on the ship, so he's able to actually hang out with people. So that's a good thing. What you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to talk about what we've got going on today. As you can see, again, we're out on our balcony, listening to the ocean, looking at the ocean go by. Michael here has scheduled the famous pub crawl, so we're going to start that today around 12:30 at the Rococo Bar, which is everything. We're on Italian, so everything's Italian name. So pardon me if I did not pronounce that correctly. And then right immediately following the pub crawl, we're going to do our family slot pull in the casino. But before we do that, we have our Platinum and Diamond cocktail party at 11:30. That's one thing I do want to address. I am truly going to miss, depending on what Carnival does, the benefits that we get. So, like when we got on the ship, we got on immediately because we have priority boarding. Yesterday, when we got into Cabo, one of the things that they told people they needed to do was go and get a wristband to get off the ship because you have to tender into Cabo.
And for those who don't know what tender means, it means you have the ship docks out from the port and you have to take a boat over to the port itself.
Yeah.
I think it's like, what, 10 minutes maybe?
Yeah, it was 10 or 15 minutes,
yeah.
Right. It was beautiful, though. It was a beautiful day again.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we did, I told my husband, I'm like, oh no, we don't have to wait in line. We're priority. So we did, of course, there was a long line to get onto the tender, but when we got through the line, the guy asked us, okay, what wristband number do you have? And I showed him my platinum card. He's like, oh, you're platinum, go right ahead. And so our friends that were traveling with us also got benefit of that. So we got right on the tender when we were ready, not when the ship told us. We also get our little chocolate delight that we get delivered to the room, which is some desserts, different types of desserts, usually macaroons, cookies, chocolate fudge, little tarts that we get. So we get 2 of those. We also got our Carnival swag, which were nice packing cubes. And if you've never used those, talk about the packing cubes.
Those packing cubes are a game changer. They're a game changer. Because it leaves more room in your suitcase because you put everything in a netted, I'm not sure.
Like a cube?
Yeah, it's a cube and it zips around the edge, but you put stuff in it and then zip it. So
you separate out your clothes,
yeah.
And it does give you more room, and it's you neatly packed. So we got that, plus we got our ship pen, and like I said, today we get to go to our Platinum Diamond party. So those are the perks that we're really going to miss if we, continue with Carnival and if they do away with that. Because we're working our way to Diamond. We don't have that far to go to get to Diamond. And we were really looking forward to getting that 3rd and 4th berth for free.
Right.
That means we get to travel with two people get to travel with us for free.
Yeah.
As long as they stay in the same room.
People think that the perks are, always cups and pins and things like that, but they're not. As you get further up the chain, you get better perks because, again, like you said, you get people who can travel with you for free. Once you paid your fare, then at that point you can add the 2 people on there, and they will be able to travel with you free. I'm not sure the berth, they probably will get an inside cabin versus a balcony.
No, they have to be in the room with us.
Oh, okay.
They have to be in the room.
Yeah, that's right, they do. So we'll see about that because we don't travel like that. But it's
well, we do with Roman, so he could come for free.
Yeah, he'd be the only other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise we don't really do that.
And the other thing I'm going to miss, if they take it away, we don't ever go home with dirty clothes because they do our laundry for free. This is a 5-day cruise, so we get 2 bags between the 2 of us, and that usually takes care of that time, and we usually cruise in May, June, well, usually May, but at May, some people have already been on their 6th and 7th cruise.
Yeah, we found a guy last
year. Of the year. It's like, where do y'all get the time to go on these cruises?
We found a guy last year who actually had, by the time we got in May, I think it was, he had been on 6 cruises already in May. We're working folk, okay? We have to work Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day. You know, so we take our vacations as we can get them according to our PTO, just like everybody else. But when we do go, we have a great time, and we make it a great time between the 2 of us as well. So, you know, the loyalty program, it is what it is. The rewards program, it is what it is. We'll see what happens if they change anything. Announcement.
Hola!
So our cruise director last night indicated that he's been with Carnival Cruise Line for 12 years, and he started out as a dishwasher here on the cruise, and now he is the cruise director of the cruise.
Yeah.
So, you know, keep up the line. You know, if this is what you like to do, this is what you like to do. No problems. And you know, most of the workers here are from foreign countries. I rarely ever see anybody from the USA that works on a cruise ship. They're here, but you don't see a lot of them. But that's like on every cruise ship. It's not just Carnival. It's every cruise ship that's like that. So we just wanted to chime in. Again, this is Get It In when you can fit it in.
And your travel journey next day.
Like, subscribe, and hit that button that indicates that you want to be with us when we go on our cruise. I'm Michael.
Addie.
And we are Get It In while you can fit it in.
Salute.
Salute.
Salute.